So today we'll see the example of BTree, that is how to create a BTree out of this list, that is C, S, D, A, M, P, I, etc. Okay, till V. Okay, so here we have taken the same list. Here from the first, we are first trying to insert the first 4 elements. So this is how we'll be in our tree. As already mentioned, it will be, we are trying to create a tree of order 4, in the sense in each node we'll be having 4 nodes. Okay, and it will be of that is the meaning of 4. Okay, now so I'm trying to create a node, the first node, with CSDT. Okay, so it's 4 nodes are created with their references. Okay, now we'll go for the next node, that is A. Okay, for inserting A, I have to split, because I cannot write A, the 5th element, inside my node. Okay, now how do I divide it? For dividing it, now I need to promote my D and my T as the parent of my these 2 nodes. Now I'll be having 2 nodes like CD, that is your left node, and ST becomes your right node, and now the parent node DT, because the maximum, the largest value of your previous node, that becomes your parent node. Similarly, we go for the next insertion, that is MP. Okay, in insertion of MP, we go for searching M should be searched to, it should be inserted to the right side of your T. Okay, or of your D. So here we have seen that there are 2 slots available, so there we go for inserting our alphabets in order. Okay, so M, P, S, T. Next, here next I have to insert is I. Now I have to insert it, it is not less than D, it is greater than D, so I have to insert it here. As we already see that it is already filled with 4, so I need to split this element. For splitting it, I'll be having 2, that is MP is my left hand and ST becomes your right hand. Now that is your child. Now going for the parent, my parent must be we are going to upgrade my P as my or upgrade or promote my P as my parent into my parent node. Okay, because we have empty spaces here. So now the P is been upgraded and it will be in order. So DPT. So this is how it will look like. Okay, the parent and the child. Now I'm going to insert my BWN, where for B I have to, it is less than D. So here straightway I'll come, the space is available here, so I'll insert it in order A, B, C, D. So B will be inserted here. Next is W. For inserting W, I have to go here. As we see, it should be W comes after T. Okay, but we already see that elements are free here. Okay, so instead of inserting W here, and this link actually shows that this element can hold only elements till W, till T. Okay, so this we cannot insert W here. So instead we should insert it on the parent node, and since T becomes your parent here, what I have to do means we'll depromote T to the leaf node and we'll insert W here, because the space is already available. So that is why W comes here, and it is also inserted here once it becomes a parent. Okay, so the element till W can be inserted inside your child node. Next is G. For inserting G, I have to see, this is how the node looks like. Now G comes after D. So here we see that it is already filled with 4. For dividing it, as usually we have seen, we'll divide to 2, that is IM is your first node and NP is your second node, and that is where I have to put my G. So the G will be put into my IM. So in order, EFGHI, so GIM. Okay, so this is how it will look like, and the parent remains the same. Okay, in the case of parent, here see here M have to be promoted. Okay, and P remains the same, so it have to be in order. So D, M, P, W. So this is how the splitting happens, and G has been inserted. Next is U. U comes just after P. So it is already a space is available, so straightway you go and insert it in order. Okay. Next is R. For inserting R, we have to insert R in this node. so it is already filled. So how to do means we'll split the node into ST and UV. For splitting the node into ST and UV, we have it like this. And here for promoting the nodes, T is the parent node of here, and here the W. So T and W becomes your parent node. So T and W is the parent node, and the child nodes are ST and UV. Okay, straightway we go for the parent. Again it remains the same. Again for dividing here, because of this division, again we need to divide my parent node as well. So this also is being divided. For dividing this, what have to be done? I'm dividing it into two phases, DM and PW. Okay, so DM will be coming to this side, okay, and PW comes to this side. So PW becomes your parent root node, and then the DMP becomes your left node, and PW becomes your right node. So this is how the roots are being splitted, and we are inserting R. Okay. Next, K. For K, what do? We have to search, we have to keep. See, already the spaces are available. That is why we straightway go for inserting K. Next is E. For E also, what have to be done? E comes after D. Here, this is the slot where we have to do. Within M it comes. D and M. So here they have to come. It is already filled. So now we have to go to splitting. For first splitting, we will be dividing into two, that is GI and KM. So here we have already said GI. Once we do it into GI, we can straightway go for inserting E and KM. Now for promoting the parents, GI, I is the parent of this one. So I becomes, and M is already there. So now the parent becomes DIMP. Okay, next we go for inserting H, R, L, J, Y, Q. For H, we go here, it is already available, so H is inserted. Next for O, again it is available, O, then L, then Y, where is Y? Y, and then for Q, it is already available. The next one is inserting Z. Okay, for inserting Z, what do we do means here it is already available, but we need to insert Z. For inserting Z, what do we do means once we insert Z, it again ends for splitting up the nodes. Because of that, what do we do means we split up the nodes into two, that is TW and YZ. Okay. But we see a problem that we cannot divide it like that, because we have two nodes under T. Okay, so we maintain or we promote T as into the higher level, and take Z also as the promoted key. So T and Z becomes a promoted key. So that is what we see here. T and Z is a promoter key, and the QRST becomes the child of your T, and UV again remains the same as the child, and then we insert Y and Z again into the leaf nodes. Okay, so this is how the insertion of Z happens. Next is F. For inserting F, we go for searching where to insert. We have to search insert it here. Okay, it is already filled. When we do the insertion here, again we have to divide the parent node as well. For that, we go here, we split it up into two. That is, the first one is EF. Okay, now EG is splitted and F is inserted, and the next one is HI, that is also splitted, and G becomes your promoted key, which is being set into the parent. Okay, so this is how it will look like, and as we have already seen, the parent is also been divided. So DIMP is now divided, and it becomes DI and MP, and this node becomes your P is already there. So I becomes again the promoted key, and it is promoted into the root node. Okay, next is insertion of X. For inserting X, we go in search of where to insert. It is already available, so we insert X. Next is so this is how the insertion of X works. Here when we do insertion of X, again splitting needs to be done. So we do splitting like we split it as UV and YW. And again X has been upgraded because of insertion of X. It has been splitted up. Because of that, we split it up into two and insert X. Next is insertion of V. When we insert V, the space is already available, we insert it inside. Okay, so thank you.